good. Feeling fast. When I get to the end, gonna tell all my friends that I did it by myself.
Oh, yes, it's that time of year. Getting ready for the Birkie. It's Birkie week. And I have Blair Flickinger on the line here. Good morning, Blair. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you, Mark?
Oh, good, good. I have to turn you up a little bit. What's happening this week? A few things happening this week, I suppose. You got to take a deep breath and say, "Okay, here we go." No matter what you do now, you're out of control.
Yep, the Birkie is coming. Ready or not, here it comes.
So what's happening today? What's the first order of business starting this week?
Well, I don't know if you can see behind me here. We've got the International Bridge starting to go in. The crew is out here from Trustworks at 6 o'clock this morning to get things started.
Yeah.
And they've got it all in pieces. It's like a big jigsaw puzzle. So there's a detour in place here on Main Street through tomorrow. Once they get the bridge in place, next thing's going to be snow. So we'll bring snow onto the bridge before we open up the road. Just on the off chance that any of that snow tumbled down, we don't want it to be hitting any cars. So, yeah, getting the bridge going.
Where do you get your snow from? You have a stockpile of fresh, clean snow with no stuff in it?
So all throughout the winter, and this year was a great year for stockpiling snow. The city actually stashes it at different locations around town. So come Birkie week, they can go in there, load it up into dump trucks, and bring it down to Main Street.
Oh, wow. And so then trails are closed starting last night, I guess, and you're out. You're going to get some fresh snow so you can actually groom that in.
Yeah. It looks like there's a little snow in the forecast tonight and maybe Wednesday night. So our groomers will have a lot to do. A little fresh snow will be really great coming across Lake Hayward towards the finish line. That got pretty icy with the warm up we had a week or two ago. So the snow will be great. If there's, a lot of snow, people sometimes worry, but really the snow groomers know how to push that snow off to the side of the trail. So they have just enough to work with on the trail to keep it a little soft, but not so soft that it makes the skiing really tough.
Right. Yeah. Well, let's talk about the Birkie itself. Wednesday, what are we starting off?
So we kick things off with our open track event. So that was new last year, kind of inspired from the pandemic year of Birkie. So individuals can ski any of the same race courses, the American Birkebeiner, the Kortelope, or the Prince Haakon, and the same exact trail, but they do it with way fewer people on the trails. So it's capped. It's capped at 1,000 people total between all three races.
Okay.
So the trails are much more open. It's timed, but it's not competitive. So people will get a finish time. They'll get credit for doing their race, but there's no competitive start. People can roll out. There's usually about an hour start window where they can take off when the mood strikes them.
Sure. Very cool. And then Thursday, what happens on Thursday with the start of the fun stuff? I look at this as the fun stuff.
I agree. Thursday is a great day if you're spectating, if you've never participated in Birkie events and just want to see what the heck is going on. Thursday's the day. We kick it off in the morning with the Barkie Birkie. And you can imagine over 100 dogs pulling skiers. They start right on Main Street in downtown Hayward. It's a riot. The dogs are excited. They know what's happening. The skiers are excited. They start and finish right on Main Street. So it's a really fun event to come watch. And then we follow it up with the Barney Birkie, which is equally as exciting. If you have young kids, we get a lot of grandparents, aunts and uncles, teachers, friends and family out here to watch the little ones ski their races, and the Junior Birkie. And the Junior Birkie is a little more competitive, so kind of for kids that are maybe growing out of the Barney Birkie and want to do something a little harder. We have some team sprints, we have some individual races, and those are all events people can still sign up for on Thursday. The giant ski is kind of the main event Thursday night. That one is actually closed. They had 30 teams sign up, so had to close registration for that one.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, that's a fun one to watch. And then the Birkie Bash celebration, where's that at? And it starts at 5:30, it looks like.
Yeah, the Birkie Bash. I have to double check. We have events going on all over, so I'm going to consult my little lanyard. The Birkie Bash is at the Steakhouse and Lodge.
Okay.
And that's always a really festive time. People gather there every year. Whether you're a skier or a spectator, just a interested citizen, you can get tickets for that if you go to Birkie.com. You can find all of the information there. You can grab a ticket and just go hang out with some skiers, maybe win some swag items. The first 100 people to show up for that event are going to be getting a wax apron, which if you're not a skier could, I guess, probably double as a kitchen apron if you wanted it to, as well as some coasters.
Yeah.
Yes, a barbecue apron and some other swag items. So some fun things happening there. And we'll have, his name is Garrett Cuzzy. He owns Lumi Experiences, which is a really neat organization. He organizes ski trips for people to do all over the world. So he's going to be sharing a little bit about some of the opportunities he has for people.
Okay. Well, that rounds out the day on Thursday. Friday.
Yeah.
Oh, take a breath. Friday.
Right? No, I know. The fact that I'm recalling this all right now is actually surprising myself. But it's early in the week. There's still plenty of time to be exhausted.
Yeah.
But Friday, we start things off with the Para Birkie. For skiers of different abilities, we have, maybe physical impairments, visual impairments, all different styles of skiers. It's a way for them to be a part of the week's events.
Okay.
They start out on the end of Lake Hayward. They ski, it's about 4 kilometers. So they ski all the way across Lake Hayward, up and over the International Bridge, and they have that iconic finish along Main Street, just like every other race. So that one's a really fun one.
Yeah.
Around 9:30, we expect the finishers to start coming in. So if you want to check things out early Friday, that's a fun one. Really moving experience to watch these skiers coming across the finish line. And then we jump into the Kortaloppet and the Prince Haakon on Friday, and that's really when we start seeing, Thursday, a lot of big crowds, and then Friday for the Kortaloppet and Prince Haakon. That's a really exciting time downtown. The crowds get going pretty good.
Yeah.
And we've got finishers coming in anywhere from, noon to about 5 o'clock.
Okay. And then Saturday's the big race.
Yeah, the big show.
Wow.
So Saturday is our American Birkebeiner. We have about 6,700 participants signed up for that this year. So a lot of skiers will see. I know there's some concern. We've been seeing messages coming in about possibly, travel being hard with some of the weather that's hitting different parts of the country. But we're hopeful that folks can make it here safely. That event, we've got lots of different things downtown from a spectator perspective. So I'm actually standing in front of what will become the Aaron's Lodge. So this log cabin building on the corner of 63 and Main, this gets transformed into one of our main hospitality areas during Birkie Week.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And Backroads Coffee will be in there with coffee. They'll be selling pulled pork sandwiches. Earth Rider beer will be in there. Aaron's, they're the sponsor of the hospitality lounge, but they'll be talking about their Nordic Center over in Brillion, Wisconsin, along with some other exciting stuff. Over at Marketplace, so kind of behind where this bridge is going in, we have the Village at Marketplace. So that's open mostly Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. But primarily Friday and Saturday, there's going to be a tent you can warm up in. They have bonfires going, so you can go out there and roast some marshmallows, eat some hot dogs with the kids. Kemp's is there with chocolate milk. And personally, what I think is the most fun, there are live reindeer from Noel Productions. So if you've got kids, you can go down there and check out the reindeer.
Very cool. Yeah. And then it's not over after Saturday. You have a couple events on Sunday with a demo and a breakfast. Yeah,
so the Birch Leggings Club, there's a breakfast for them Sunday morning, and those are all skiers who've done at least 20 American Birkebeiners. So that's always a really fun celebration. There are individuals from all over that join at that, and they can get their awards at the breakfast. And we also have a demo that happens up at the Birkie start line from 9 to noon. So it's an opportunity, if people have enough energy, or maybe you were spectating and curious about getting into cross-country skiing, you can go up there and test out some gear, see what might be a good fit for you. I think there's usually some fat bikes up there too. So just a fun way to kind of wind down and keep the festivities going. I know one thing, Mark, that I didn't mention. So starting on Thursday, we have our expo up at the high school.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and that's a spot where people get their bibs for the bigger races, but it's also a place similar to the expo, or similar to the demo on Sunday, you can go in. There are a lot of industry reps in there, as well as smaller organizations that have booths. So it's really just interesting to see what's all happening up there. There's lots of gear for sale, lots of Birkie swag, the Birkie store is in there, and a whole bunch of different booths. More than you would think. The public are welcome to check that out.
Sure. Very cool. Well, Blair, thank you for taking some time out. I know you have a busy day with staff meetings and everything prepping for the week, and then you can just let it happen, just throw your arms in the air and put out fire. You still got to put out fires. I know that. So a lot of stuff going on. Well, thank you, Blair, for taking time out. We appreciate it. And we'll see you. I'll see you throughout the week, but for sure Saturday when WOJB covers the Birkie live, start to finish. Thank you much.
Thank you, Mark.
All right. Here we go. Birkie Rag for those of you who love this song. We'll play it all the way through this time. Okay.
Year was 1206.